It is Chad Saaiman here with you. You are listening to Saaiman Says on Good Hope FM, Cape Town's original. I'm chatting to the one and only musician, artist, songwriter, keyboard player, pianist. The list goes on and on. Mr. PJ Morton, welcome to the show.
Yes, yes. Thank you for having me, man. Good to be here.
Man, I want like applause. I didn't have an applause button. So I'm just gonna give you some solo applause, man.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it. I can feel it.
Love your music. I've been following it for a while. It's so incredible that you're finally coming to SA. Before we get to that, I have a lot of things I want to discuss to you. And one of the first things that I want to say to you is that I think your range as a musician, as an artist, is incredible. I understand the duality that you bring in terms of the music you make, the music you grew up with, but also the music you've made and played with Maroon 5. I think the general person might not understand that the difference between your chord variations, your choices, your voicing with your music versus, I guess, the music you've made and played with Maroon 5, they're so different, right? And that just is a testament to your range as a musician.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, people might not understand, the difference even, you know what I'm saying, from growing up playing in church, playing R&B music and then swapping and playing, pop in a pop band as well. But I kind of credit that to listening. I was always open to everything, always listened to everything. I was raised in the Black church and grew up in the hip hop generation, but then also my mom put me onto the Beatles when I was 9, and my sister put me on to James Taylor. And so I had all types of influences, and as long as it was good to me and felt good, I was open to it. So I think when I became a musician myself, I had listened to so many things and was always open to so many things.
That's incredible. I think listening is such a major part of any artist's journey when they create, because it kind of all comes out, man. You have that pop sensibility. And I mean, my statement earlier, I think also had to do with the fact that pop isn't as easy as it sounds, man.
It's not.
There's a discipline. There's a discipline as a musician that you have to have when you play pop and make pop. And I think that
simplicity of it.
Yeah,
the simplicity of it. Yeah, it's more difficult than people think, especially writing a pop song. I mean, it's because you're trying to hit this beautiful combination of simplicity, but also something fresh that hasn't been heard before, and then something that's going to move people. So I respect it all, man. I respect it all,
Listen, let's go back to the New Orleans album, right? You had a notable feature on there, Mr. Stevie Wonder, right? Now, I'm a massive Stevie Wonder fan. In fact, there's about 2 of his songs in my top, I'd say 10 to 15 songs of best songs of all time. And that would be Do I Do and You and I. Right?
2 great ones.
2 great. I mean, it's pretty great. Yeah. So you had Stevie on
a sea of great ones. So many great ones.
Absolutely. You had, listen. So when you had Stevie on the New Orleans album, he plays the harmonica on the album. He comes in quite late, right? About 3 minutes or so in. How was it when you found out you were gonna have that collaboration?
Yeah, I had planned to cry. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that was the plan. I mean, I thought that was what was going to happen. I actually was on a road with Maroon 5 when he actually recorded it. Somebody sent me a video that was in the studio with him of him recording it and listening to it. And man, I thought I was going to cry, but I was in such shock that when I finally got it, I just was looking at the computer screen like, Stevie Wonder's really on this song. I just couldn't believe it, that I couldn't even get to cry. I couldn't even get to the emotional side because I just couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. I I can't believe that Stevie's my friend. And now, because harmonica, we were separate and everything. On my most recent album, we're in the studio together.
Well, yeah, that's the song with Nas, right?
Yeah. Be like water.
Yeah, that's the one. And I mean, if I listen to some of your songs, I'm sure Stevie was a fan of yours though, because if we listen to your music, I mean, there's not many artists that you can listen to that kind of has that similar kind. I mean, it sounds like you made some of these songs in the same room as when he was making songs in the key of life, man.
Yeah. I mean, he's just such a huge influence. I was listening to him really heavy before I even wrote a song,
Okay.
before I sang or anything like that. I maybe sang in the choir, but before I started to try to sing my own songs or anything, I listened to Stevie so much. And so I think it just came out once I started. I used to try to hide it actually, because I'm like, oh man, that sounds too much like Stevie.
You're like, don't take it to that chord, man.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, man, that's too much like Stevie. Do something else. And actually that was to my detriment. It wasn't until I fully embraced every part of myself. But yeah, it's full circle, that I get to work with Stevie. And yeah, the way we connected is that he has a radio station in California, and they were playing First Began, and my song First Began, and he fell in love with that song. And this was after he recorded harmonica on Only One. But when we really became cool and tight and started to talk to each other and became friends was after First Began. And he told me he and his wife loved the song. And then he invited me to his festival. And then we hit it off, man. And now we're, he's a friend and he's a mentor, of course.
Yeah.
And it's a dream come true, man. I still can't believe it.
Well, I mean, I when we started this call now, and, I think like I get to do this, I get to, I'm blessed to be able to have these conversations with many incredible artists from South Africa, the world. And I mean, I'll be straight with you. I took a photo when it says PJ Morton, like I needed to admit you into the room. I took a photo of that, it was a small win for me. So I thought I'd share that with you, man. And that was my thought around Stevie, because I mean, I don't know. I don't know for me personally in terms of R&B and soul, that's the number one. I mean, there's Donnie.
Oh yeah, he's the king.
There's Donnie, but different.
I think Stevie supersedes it all. I think he's one of the greatest songwriters of all time, regardless of the genre.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Co-sign, man. When you get to Cape Town, I know you'll have some experiences here as well, and some people will introduce you to some music. Obviously, what's going down with Amapiano all around the world at the moment. When you get to Cape Town more specifically, hopefully they'll play you some music, like some Guma music, which is also part of Cape culture. I know where you come from. I know about bounce, right? Like, I know about it. I've met some people who are from New Orleans as well, and the sound is so specific, and at times I hear it in your music, even in the latter records. But I know the Bounce and Soul album, you were paying homage to that sound, and how important was that album for you when you moved back?
Yeah, it was kind of like my stake in the ground. I had been gone for a long time. I went to Atlanta for school, and then I went to New York after Katrina. Then after joining Maroon 5, went to LA. And it was moving home, and I just felt like, it actually got me back into music, because when I moved home, I didn't want to do music anymore. And that connected me back to my childhood, the bounce music, hearing that. And so I didn't take it too seriously at all. I just was like, all right, let me do this. Then I hooked up with Manny Fresh.
You're a trombone shorty.
Trombone shorty, Lil Wayne, Fifth Ward, we be rest in peace, yeah. D1. And I got New Orleans all together, and it just connected me to my childhood and made me want to do music again. But that music, man, is so unique, and it's ours. I think there's a connection to the fact that I don't follow trends, and I'm always myself. I think that's the New Orleans in me, because we didn't follow trends. We like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. I know y'all doing that over there. This is what we're doing, and we love it. And that's that was put into me, as a musician, and I take that with me everywhere I go. I still love bounce music to this day,
so
man.
Good, man.
It's just home.
It's the horns, and it's just that the pattern of the drum, and just the vibe, man. It's got so much energy. I want to talk about How Deep Is Your Love, your version of the song, right? I don't know if you know this, so in Cape Town, if I ask a band to play How Deep Is Your Love, and I just say, can you please play How Deep Is Your Love? They now play your version. Dun, 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 dun.
Really?
I swear, like people,
That's crazy.
and I mean, obviously it's a great record nonetheless, but I think your version made such a massive, massive impact. And obviously you had the great Yeba on it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
She's incredible.
Amazing.
How do you choose your collaborations? Because I feel like you've not missed the goal at any point with your collab choices.
Yeah, I really don't think really deeply about it. You know, I go purely gut. I mean, you know, Yeba had been blowing up on the internet. But for all intents and purposes, you know, a lot of people weren't familiar with Yeba. That's happened with a lot of collaborations I've done. And that's because I'm not chasing how they can help the song in the sense of charting or streaming or anything like that. I'm like, who fits this song? You know, like what voice can make this special? And that Yeba thing was so last minute. It was like 2 weeks before we recorded Unplugged that I called her because she had recorded it and did a version on Instagram. And I was like, I'm doing this live recording in a couple of weeks. Do you want to sing it with me? You know, and that was it. That was it. You know, we hadn't really talked before that. I was following her on Instagram. I had seen her at some of my shows before in Tennessee, or maybe one of my shows in like Nashville or Memphis. And that was it, man. And the rest is history. I mean, just crazy. Like that, you know.
It's so crazy.
And that recording you hear was, I mean, that was the one time we did it, you know. That was it.
And they're all musical in the room, right? Like everyone's musical.
Yeah, I usually invite friends, you know, like friends of mine who I know are musical or artists or music lovers, you know what I'm saying? But it's usually family. I really always want a family and friends vibe in those rooms. And yeah, so they react to those things, you know, and it's really us seeing ourselves because that's how we will react to certain things, you know. So it's like we're all together in this.
Oh man, it's beautiful. Let's talk about the Paul album. Now, earlier I told you about like my top 15 songs of all time. There's a certain PJ Morton song in that top 15 as well. And I don't know why it's 15 and not 10. I don't know, maybe I'm just a bit scared to commit.
Yeah, listen, I understand, man. I understand. No pressure.
But that is Say So.
Wow.
I
special one.
I started playing it on Good Hope FM. I think I may have been one of the first to play it in the city, maybe the country, I don't know. But I've been behind it, man. And that song is, I don't know, it's a work of art. That's all I can say.
Thank you, man. It almost didn't make it, you know. I put it on an EP with First Began and Sticking to My Guns before Gumbo.
Yeah.
And it was a different version. It was a different tempo. JoJo wasn't on it. And I said, man, this is the weakest out of all the songs. I'm like, this is not going on Gumbo. I'm going to put it, you know, Sticking to My Guns made it to Gumbo. First Began made it to Gumbo. I'm like, Say So just doesn't fit. I'm scratching it. And we were in Australia. We were in Melbourne and playing a show, and somebody screamed it out, Say So. This is like after I had taken it off the internet. It's been gone for a while. And I'm like, Say So. I hardly remembered the words, you know. I remembered the chorus. And I would see it pop up online all the time, like people, where's Say So? And I'm like, man, people really like this song. And it's not even there anymore. They're talking about from when they heard it. And I heard it clearly in this new way. And I saw JoJo just had gotten out of her record deal.
Yeah, after like that long period of her being not able, was it 13 years not being able to make music or release music?
Music. They owned her name. She couldn't even release music under her own name and everything. And I saw that right then, and I reached out to Joe, and man, she came to New Orleans, and boom, that was it. I mean, we didn't know all that was going to happen. A song that I almost never put out.
You won Best R&B Song at the Grammys for.
Best R&B songs at Best R&B Song at the Grammys, and man, it's taken us, you know, it's a song that I have to play.
In my notes here, I actually have, tell PJ that you celebrated as if you wrote on Say So when you won the Grammy.
My man.
It
We
is
won
fun.
it.
But we won it. I couldn't, I was so like, when something just aligns and it's just, it's intervention, man. It's just, it's just rolled out the way it's supposed to be. And that song, like you said, it was
It forced its way. Yeah, it made its
absolutely,
way out there, and my
absolutely.
daughter was with me at the Grammys, man. That was the day Kobe passed away, same
Yeah,
day. But my
yeah.
daughter was with me, and I was up for 3 Grammys. And the first two, when you lose, man, it goes really fast.
Oh,
It's
is it?
like boom, all right. I like Oh, it goes fast. It's like, oh, well, missed that one. Then the next one went boom, missed that one. The one I thought I might win, I didn't. And so I was preparing my daughter. I was like, Pepe, somebody, all these musicians are great. Somebody's got to lose,
Yeah,
So like, it's okay. We got one more. I didn't think I was gonna win this one. Drake and Chris Brown were up against me, her and I
yeah,
think her and Bryson Tiller. I was like, yo, I'm not gonna win this one. So I'm
yeah.
preparing Pepe telling her, and then they say so. And then I get to take my daughter up there
Wow.
And win this Grammy, man. It was such a special special night.
Just a beautiful moment for you all together, man. And I think, they say a good song always finds its way where it needs to go. You are heading to South Africa for the first time?
First time even being there. Yeah, my
Yeah.
first time.
What's your thoughts around? So, we obviously, like the States, have different cities, different. Each city gives you a different feeling. Similarly to Atlanta versus LA, or LA versus New York. So Cape Town obviously versus Johannesburg, different vibes. But what's your feel right now with coming to SA?
Yeah, I'm just excited, man. I feel like I'm connecting to home in a way, even the rhythms and all those things. I feel so connected, but I just not gotten there. We were supposed to come March of 2020 for Cape Town
For
Jazz
Jazz Fest,
Festival.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and COVID changed our plans. And so that was gonna be on my birthday. I was performing on my
What?
birthday. Yeah, March 29th. And
Oh
so
man,
I was so excited, man. But timing is
yeah,
everything, and we're coming now. And I'm so excited to just connect with this music, but also, I'm gonna be there doing Idol,
yeah.
and I'm
I
gonna
saw that.
be in South Africa and throughout Africa for a month. I'm making a
Yeah,
record in Africa. I'm gonna make a new album while I'm in Africa. So I want to be inspired by everything that's happening there, by everything that's different. You told me I'm a piano, but a different, even more
yeah,
specific there.
yeah,
I want to
yeah,
I want to see if I can mix what I do with what is there, and
yeah.
collaborate with some musicians. Of course, we're going to be rehearsing in Cape Town. I'm using horn players and the percussionists from Cape Town.
Oh, is it? Do you know who you use? You don't? Okay, I'll find out. I'll know, man. I'll know.
I'm not saying the names, but we're talking about maybe doing an open rehearsal in Cape
Yeah,
Town and maybe invite some people
yeah.
so people can get a little secret, a sacred taste of what's.
I'm gonna be there, PJ.
Yeah, my man.
I'm there. I got the call up already from the powers that be. I'll be there.
Let's go.
I'll be there. I'm looking forward to it, man. Listen, people in Cape Town and Joburg, we love singing along, and like you might hear some harmonies, you might hear some, people just belting out on key. I think the church is so important, especially in Cape Town with us growing up here. It's such a big part of our culture, similarly to yours. So you're going to love that part when you just say, hey, guys, you take this next chorus, everyone's in.
It'll just feel like home,
Yeah.
because that is what, I like to think my supporters are all connected around the world. They feel the same all around the world. We sing everywhere, and we, so I feel like Cape Town is going to be an extension of that. That's what I mean. Like coming home for the first time, it's like, I already feel like we're connected, and I just
Yeah.
can't wait to play, man. I feel like it's going to like be explosive, I
Yeah.
mean, like, I feel like something special is really going to happen because we're bringing it, we're coming with all of this fire, and I feel like, family there is ready for it, and we're ready to sing along. And I think it's just going to be combustion, man.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. You had a challenge going down on TikTok where people needed to like join in. You chose like not the easiest part. I mean, I didn't try, but like, I got a
Yeah,
few
yeah,
messages.
yeah.
They're
Oh
like,
no,
yo,
it's not an
Chad.
easy verse.
They're like, yo, Chad, you got to jump on this. And I was like, ah, man, I'll just chat to PJ, man.
Yeah, the bridge is not, it's not easy. So
But that's why
yeah,
you did
it's
it,
a
man.
different part. That's why I did it. Yeah.
Because if I think of like even Say So, for example, if I taught someone, it's one of those songs that I actually will just, I'll just allow it. Like I try not to sing Stevie Wonder songs because it's
Certain things, right? Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And for me, that's
What's
what
so
Say So is.
specific too. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why when you were talking about those features too, it's not a lot of people that can just do what what I pick them
absolutely
for
not.
because it's very specific. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking of a lot of different things when I'm choosing those people, and that's one of them. That Yebba verse, even though the whole audience sings that verse now. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
they
even
all
have to
know it
sing
now.
Yebba's
Yeah,
part.
yeah, they
Yeah, I
all
don't have
know
to
it
sing
now.
Yebba's part at all.
But with JoJo's part and Say So, I think you guys just you kind of interchange between melody and harmony so many times that like to just jump on it and sing, someone really needs to know what they're doing, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And I love that it's that musical, so it just remains this kind of special thing. Um, do you have a message for the people of Cape Town, as you make your way towards the city and the country, SA?
Yeah, I mean, I just can't wait to meet everyone. I can't wait to feel the energy. Yeah, I'll be there. I won't just be there for the show. I'm trying to be there. I'm trying to really, really put myself into the culture, the food, the music, the everything. Church. I'm gonna try to get to church somewhere. You know what I'm saying? All of it, all of it. I just want to be there and experience it. And hopefully I'm gonna create something amazing there. I feel like I'm gonna be inspired and some beautiful music is gonna come out of this. We're capturing it all. So like I just can't wait, man. It's going to be a special time, and the show is going to be crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, the show is going to be insane.
Obviously, man. Look, obviously, I mean, we're so excited to have you here and cannot wait to meet you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for taking time out. I know it's early-ish on your side, but we cannot wait to see you in Cape Town, man. We look forward to it. So much love from me and Good Hope FM. Thank you.